Hi, everyone. I'm Marissa Culbreath, a Learning and Engagement Specialist here at Art Bridges, and I am so glad you are joining us today. Today, I am thrilled to be talking with Shannon Egan and Heather Flaherty from the Trout Gallery at Dickinson College, a small but mighty museum that's been doing some seriously powerful work as part of our Cohort program through the Philadelphia Museum of Art Cohort. Over the course of 3 phases, the Trout Gallery partnered with Black community leaders, historians, and educators to collaborate on programming that centers inclusive narratives, sparks dialogue, and builds trust. They've shown what's possible when a museum listens deeply, takes risks, and puts community first. Heather and Shannon, I am so happy to have you with us here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Marissa. We're thrilled to be here.
I want to hear a little bit more about how important community partners were to this project. So can you tell us a bit about those partnerships?
We thought, I think, primarily that by offering programming about local experiences of color, we automatically would engage more of those audiences. We really raised awareness within the community and within young people and within the school system, but our audiences were not communities of color. When we interviewed members of color within the local community, one of the things we were told most often was, we want to hear about Black joy. Our first 2 exhibitions had been about heavy subjects that were really about American history of prejudice and discrimination and racial hatred. And so what we were being told was, okay, but we want to hear about Black joy now. For our 3rd series of engagement programming, we decided to create a pop-up booth that was almost like a mini representation of key artists within the David Driscoll exhibition. And it talked about the artists, it showcased their work in large scale, and each series of banners that talked about the artists came with a art making table that specifically had instructions for using a technique or an idea that was common in the artistic practice of that artist to respond personally to some of the questions that were most engaging to those artists. These kids were so excited about having these large-scale images in their classroom, and it also, it changed their environment completely. And so that was a key driving factor too, I think, in the success of our programming for reaching new audiences.
Your team has been really intentional throughout the journey, especially in centering Black voices and working in collaboration with the local community. How do you all hope to maintain these relationships with the audiences you served during this project?
We're hoping to kind of, again, like as you said, continue the conversations, start the conversations really early on in the process. We are kind of actively trying to make our permanent collection more inclusive, more diverse. We are just thrilled when a message comes into our inboxes asking us to participate in these larger community events.
I certainly really recognize the importance of building relationships and getting to know community partners before deciding anything about programming, and really asking key questions about what our community partners are interested in, what is useful for them, what are their needs, and building what we do around those answers.
Thank you guys again so much for being here and sharing the story of your project with us.
Thank you so much for having us, Marissa. It's been a wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Marissa, and thank you to everybody at Art Bridges for making this possible.
These conversations are such a powerful reminder of how museums can be spaces of trust, reflection, and change. To explore more examples of community-first museum work, head over to our Idea Center. You'll find stories, strategies, and inspiration from other institutions doing some amazing work.